Everyone called my father Papa. His name was Pandit Budhram Mahadeo. But to many people, he was far more than a name, a title, or a position. He was a presence. He was a guide. He was a pillar in the lives of many. Papa was a politician. He was a rice farmer. He was a pandit. He was a counselor to many people carrying their worries, their grief, their questions, and their struggles. He officiated the wedding for countless couples. He performed many funerals. He named many newborns and conducted sanskars for many families. He devoted his time, his wisdom, his strength, and his heart to the service of others. He spent his life helping people. In recognition of his service to his country and to his people, Papa was granted one of Guyana's national awards, the Cacique Crown of Honor. It was a great honor and a fitting acknowledgement to a man whose life had already become a source of inspiration, guidance, strength, and service to so many people. But even with such recognition, Papa remained what he had always been, a man close to the people, a man who understood and felt their struggles, a man who gave gentle counsel without making anyone feel small, a man who believed that true greatness is not found in titles, awards, or applause, but in the good one does for others. He was a giant of a man, not only in stature but in character. He was ahead of his time. He understood that leadership was not about position, applause, or being seen. Leadership was about service. It was about showing up when people needed guidance. It was about standing firm for what was right. As a politician, he was arrested many times and imprisoned for fighting for the right cause. For a period of time during the 1970s, his home was invaded by soldiers every week, looking for guns and any excuse to imprison him. There were many times when the truckload of soldiers came to search his home or take him to search the farm in the blackness of night, and the entire village would wake up and rally around him, unwilling to leave him alone with the soldiers. He had 5 children: Vidya, Vishwa, Shani, Jag, and Yog. Even the soldiers respected him highly, so that when he asked that only 7 soldiers search the property, so that one member of the family can accompany each soldier, they always agreed. And so, this weekly search was conducted. Guns and packages were planted, and they left to come back another day to find what they have planted. Thankfully, this effort never bore fruit, because Papa's intuition always had us search the house after the soldiers left. The packages and guns were always found before they came back. Papa was loved by all, for he was a man of integrity. He practiced what he taught. He lived what he preached. He did not ask people to walk a path that he himself was unwilling to walk. His life was his message. There are many of us today, now grown with families and responsibilities of our own, whose lives were shaped by him. Some of us may not even realize how much of Papa's influence they carry within them. in the way they speak to others, in the way they raise their children, in the way they work, in the way they serve, in the way they try to do what is right even when no one is watching. For most of the boys growing up in the neighboring villages, Papa was more than my father. He became a father figure to many. Sometimes there were 15 of us together, sometimes 20, sometimes 30. We came from nearby villages and grew up almost like one large family. Myself, my brothers, Dr. Vishwa, Dr. Yog, Vimal, Sumesh, Virgil, Prakash, Satish, Monesh, Dinesh, Peggy, Buddy Boy, Kai, Hemant, and many, many others. We gathered, we played together, we laughed together, argued, competed, fell down, got back up, and slowly learned the lessons of life without even knowing that life was teaching us. And at the center of all of that was Papa. In the afternoons, the boys would gather at our bottom house and wait to hear the sound of his horn when he came home in his car, a sky blue Morris Minor, and he would quickly change and lead the way to the ball field next to the cemetery to play cricket, volleyball, kabaddi, and other games at our village cricket ground. And after cricket, all dust covered and sweaty, we would all go swimming at the sand reef, where many of us learned how to swim and dive. But it was never only about the games. Through cricket, he taught us patience. Through volleyball, he taught us teamwork. Through kabaddi, he taught us courage, strength, discipline, timing, and the importance of not losing heart when the other side seems stronger. He led us, he guided us, he corrected us when correction was needed. He encouraged us when encouragement was needed. He taught us to play fairly, to respect one another, to try again after failure, and to carry ourselves with dignity. Sometimes his lesson came in words. Sometimes they came through his example. Sometimes they came through a simple instruction in his calm voice. Hold the cricket bat this way. Play fair, no cheating. Respect each other. Oh yes, you're out, but keep batting, try again. And in his own way, he taught us about God, religion, philosophy, character, and the responsibility of simply being human. He did not have to give long speeches for us to learn from him. The way he lived spoke loudly enough. He was a Pandit of the Arya Samaj, but he understood that religion is not only what one says at the mandir. Religion is how one treats people. It is how one keeps one's word. It is how one serves without expecting a reward or applause. It is how one remains honest when dishonesty might be easier. He was a rice farmer and a gardener, and perhaps that too taught him something deep about life. A farmer understands that good fruit does not come overnight. One must prepare the soil, plant carefully, water faithfully, protect what is growing, and wait patiently. That is what Papa did with people. He planted values. He watered them with guidance. He protected them with discipline. And he waited as young boys slowly became men. Today, many of those boys are fathers, grandfathers, professionals, workers, community members and leaders in their own right. And somewhere in their character, they may still be a small piece of Papa standing beside the cricket field, watching carefully, guiding quietly, and shaping lives without calling it teaching. And then there was Mama. She too was a mother to many. She gave food and whatever else she could to those in need. She opened her heart and her home. She ran a Hindi school at the house, teaching Hindi to children from the nearby villages and to all who are willing to learn, some of whom are today's Pandits and teachers of society. Together, Mama and Papa did not raise only their own children. They helped to raise the village. That kind of wealth cannot be counted in money. It is counted in character. It is counted in memories. It is counted in the homes, families, and lives that continue carrying forward the discipline, kindness, courage, faith, and love they gave. Papa may no longer be standing on that field with us, but the powerful lessons remain. The games may be over, the boys may now be old men, and the village roads may have changed. But the influence of a good man does not disappear with time. It continues quietly in the lives of those he guided, and in the lives of the children of those who he had guided. Papa was Pandit Budhram Mahadeo. He was a politician, he was a rice farmer, he was a pandit, he was a counselor, he was a servant of people. He was honored by his country with the Kasi crown of honor, but perhaps his greatest honor was not the medal placed upon him by a nation. Perhaps his greatest honor is this, that years later, men and women can still say, I am better because Papa touched my life. That is a legacy no award can fully measure. That is a monument no stone can hold. It lives in the homes he helped strengthen. It lives in the families he helped guide. It lives in the marriages he blessed. It lives in the children he encouraged. It lives in the boys he shaped into men. And it lives in all of us who still carry his calm yet strong voice, his discipline, his wisdom, and his love somewhere deep within our own hearts. Papa did not merely live a life, he left a path. And all of us who walked behind him are now finding our way by the light he left behind.